Hey everyone, Britta Albert here, and if this is your first time here, I am a transformational life coach, and my goal for this channel is to help you overcome the obstacles that are standing in the way of you living your best and most authentic life. Also, if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell notification so that you always get notified of future videos. I post every Monday and Friday. Today's video, we're going to talk about silence. Are you okay with silence? But before we get into that, I want to go ahead and give a shout out from our throat chakra video. This shout out is from Bahama Jim. Bahama Jim says, "Such wisdom. You know your stuff, beautiful." Thank you so much, Bahama Jim. You are awesome. And thank you to everyone who comments on my videos. Y'all have no idea how much that means to me, how much that motivates me to keep making videos and encourages me. And really, every time that you comment and interact with each other in the comment section, all we're doing is we're just continuing to build this community. And y'all, I have seen some amazing things from this community over the last couple of weeks that just blows my mind. I am grateful for each and every one of you. So if you would like to get a shout out in one of my future videos, go ahead and comment below something that you liked about this video or maybe something that you learned. Also, please don't forget to share this video with somebody that you think it would resonate with and help inspire and encourage them as well. Now on to today's video. Silence. What does that word bring to your mind? How does that word make you feel? Do you feel uneasy or anxious, uncomfortable maybe? Do you have a fear that comes up when you think about silence? We live in a world that is so fast-paced, so much instant gratification that we take for granted flipping a switch. We flip a literal piece of plastic to turn lights on in a room. I don't know if you know this. You can go to any working faucet and turn it on and you have running water. You can go to a TV, turn it on, and start being entertained. You merely have to raise your wrist and look at your phone to be connected with people all over the world. Whether we like it or not, we are used to constant bombardment of energy, sound, visualization, stimulation, conversations with people. We get offended on a daily basis almost. This is something that is so ingrained in us as a people, just the basics of survival. You get on a bus, you get in a car, some mode of transportation takes you to a grocery store. You literally pick out what you want from the aisles, go and check out at the register. We don't think about these things as instant gratification, but they are. So what does instant gratification have to do with being okay with silence? Well, because of the way that our society is set up and because of the way that our world is set up, again, none of this is bad. Our ancestors worked for this dream. They probably didn't even dream that what we had is even possible right now. So enjoy it, love it, embrace it, or don't let it keep you hostage from the benefits that come along with silence. Feels like so many people are afraid of silence. And the reason for being afraid of silence is because one of the things that also comes along with our fast-paced society is our inability to be able to process emotions in a healthy way. So when we have big emotions and big feelings about things from the past, usually silence is that time where these thoughts start to creep up in your mind. But what if silence can also be the biggest gift that you have ever had? Well, down below in the description, I'm going to post a couple of links that I got for some of my research on what the actual benefits of silence can do for you. One of the benefits of silence is that it improves your memory. When you're not being constantly bombarded with all of the stimulation that we have right now, it gives your mind time to rest, time to relax. When you're not taking in information from so many different resources, it will also help with your focus and concentration. Silence also stimulates brain growth and actually can help your brain produce more healthy cells. This is probably a given from anybody who's ever meditated before. But silence is a stress reliever. Say that with me now. Silence is a stress reliever. Another thing that I've noticed with a lot of people, myself included, is a growing trend of insomnia. Now, if you've ever had insomnia or you've ever had a couple days in a row where you haven't had the best quality of sleep, you know that not getting enough sleep can also hurt your mental stability. It can hurt your mental processing, your focus. It can cause things like depression and anxiety. It can cause our organs to not function properly, and it can cause our brain to not function properly. This is all things that are avoidable. But how difficult is it when you're suffering from insomnia and you can't fall asleep? You toss and turn. All of these thoughts are bombarding you. You're thinking about things that happened when you were in the 4th grade and you did this thing on the playground and everybody laughed and it was mortifying. And even though you know that you're the only one that remembers that, right when you're trying to fall asleep is the perfect time that that's going to pop back into your mind and try to steal your joy, try to steal your peace. Well, silence also helps with insomnia, because once again, if you are just listening to the nothingness that's around you with silence, you're not having stimulation from your phone, you're not having stimulation from a television, well, you're going to be able to think through those things that are popping up, and you can rationalize with yourself and your inner child. If that thought is coming up for you, I've got some great news for you. When those thoughts come up, it's because you've reached a point in your life where it's now safe to deal with that emotion, whether it's shame, whether it's embarrassment, whatever that negative emotion is. If it's coming up for you, it's because it's now safe to. You've reached a point of mental maturity, spiritual maturity, and emotional maturity where you can now handle this thought. So the next time that something comes up into your mind, take a step back and say, it's okay. I forgive myself for not having this knowledge that I have now. And I understand now what I didn't understand then. And I forgive myself entirely. I bet you that thought won't come back again. Would you have been able to get to that point without silence, without being almost in a way forced to sit and deal with that emotion? Another thing that silence can do is it can boost your creativity. Because once again, when you're alone with yourself and with your mind, there's nothing standing in your way and there's nothing bombarding you. If you have something in your life that you need a solution for, this is the perfect time to sit in silence, because you're not going to have to worry about who needs to do what right now. You're not going to worry about what project is due at work. You're not going to worry about the kids needing supper or music lessons or sports or other obligations that you have. You're not going to have to worry about letting the dog out, feeding the cats, emptying the litter box, doing your laundry, whatever's applicable to you. When you're in silence, you're present in this moment. You don't have to think about or worry about all of this other stuff that is getting in the way of you being able to use your creativity and really unleash it to find a solution. How awesome is that? I mean, really, this is phenomenal. When you allow yourself to be in silence, expect that the first couple minutes will be uncomfortable, especially if you've never really done this before. If you are afraid of what you're going to find within yourself, just remember, stay calm, love yourself. And if these thoughts are coming up, it's because you are at a place where you're strong enough to deal with them. You were not strong enough to deal with them before when you buried them, but now, or you might even subconsciously buried them. That's what those random thoughts that pop up and kind of smack us in the back of the head. You're like, oh my gosh, where is this coming from? You are now able to deal with that. So give yourself some grace, love yourself, allow those thoughts to come, and counsel yourself just like you would that child. If you could speak to that child or that young adult or whatever the situation is that's popping up in your head, if you could speak to that person with the knowledge that you have now, what would you say to them? Use the silence to become stronger, to unleash your creativity, to heighten your sensitivity. And ultimately, silence can help us find our purpose. Again, silence is not scary. Silence is not your enemy. Silence is a detoxification for your brain. You're not getting notifications and emails when you're in silence. You are balancing mind, body, and spirit in harmony. And ultimately, what is this going to do? It's going to give you more energy. It's going to refill you to be able to go out into the world and give your all. If you're empty and your energy is depleted, it doesn't matter if you want to give, you're not going to be able to. You're going to crash. I'm sure you've been there. I'm sure you've experienced this at least once because I know who you are. I know who's watching this. It is not a mistake that you have seen this video. And it's okay. Silence is your ally. Silence is going to bring out the best parts of you. So I ask you, just like I asked you in the beginning of this video, are you comfortable with silence? If you weren't at the beginning of this video, knowing what you know now, what I just told you, which is only a smidgen of what you can receive in silence, are you comfortable now? Comment below and let me know, how many minutes were you able to sit in silence today? And how did it feel? I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited to hear your answers. Again, if this is your first time here, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I am really excited for all the ideas that I have for the videos that are coming up. So also don't forget to hit that notification button so that you never miss out on a future video. I love y'all. You are wonderful. Have a beautiful weekend, and I will see y'all on Monday.